9 months before its term ends. K. Chandrasekhar Rao met Governor ESL Narasimhan at Raj Bhavan and submitted the copy of the cabinet resolution on dissolving the state assembly. Congress had last week warned it will move the court if KCR dissolves the assembly and calls early polls. Legislative Assembly polls in Telangana are scheduled to be held simultaneously with Lok Sabha elections next year, with the ruling TRS reportedly sees political benefit in delinking the two polls. The KCR's party captured power in the state in the maiden assembly elections held in May 2014, winning 63 of the 119 seats. Arun Sundaram joins me on the phone right now. Arun, the show of strength earlier this week, and of course the back and forth on the amount of discussion that is happening on the possibility of Chandrasekhar Rao dissolving the assembly has come to a point where he has dissolved the assembly. Talk us through implications now.
Well, there is first an astrological angle to it, Nikhil. Apparently, he is a man who's extremely religious and believes the stars, and 6 is supposed to be his lucky number. That perhaps explains the reason why, despite all that show of strength during the weekend, remember on Sunday, the entire Rangareddy district and the adjoining areas were completely chock-a-block with traffic, and vehicular movement came to a standstill because of that huge convention of the TRS cadres. At that point of time itself, it was suspected that yes, he will announce the dissolution of the assembly and order of new polls. But that was not the case. The suspense kept on happening, and finally today he's taken the plunge. He's gone ahead and said yes, the assembly will be dissolved. Now, it is in all probability the fear of the incumbency factor that's driving KCR to come to this particular conclusion, to say the least, Nikhil, because remember, he, as you rightly pointed out, headed the first government of the government of Telangana. Now, with this decision to dissolve the assembly, he is probably getting a little bit jittery, because on ground it appears that the support, the ground support has not been that very robust, it's not been that very receptive. He's seen as a chief minister who's kind of living in a world of his own. He's been doing a lot of these temple visits, making expensive offerings, and not really been seen as having a connect to the people. So probably it is the fear of the anti-incumbency which is kind of gnawing into him and has forced him to take this particular decision, to say the least, Nikhil.
Well, at the same time, Arun, there was a warning from the Congress that it will move the court if KCR dissolves the assembly. Certainly may not have been a matter of concern for Chandrasekhar Rao, it appears.
Well, that is more of political posturing, to say the least, Nikhil, because remember, he runs the government, and they have the mandate, and that takes a call. If the cabinet takes a decision that yes, the government, the assembly should be dissolved and fresh elections issued, called for, then accordingly things will fall in place. I mean, the political parties can have their own viewpoints. Nobody is restricting them from having a viewpoint. But the fact remains that this is the thought of the government. And what forced the government to take a decision, that is obviously something that will be open for public debate, discourse and discussion. That is a different issue. But the fact remains that KCR has decided he will dissolve the assembly, call for fresh elections. And technically this will now set the ball rolling. So probably the fact that having 2 elections together, the Lok Sabha polls which are due next year, which should have also taken alongside with the assembly polls, that could have been a bigger kind of a bother for the regional outfit, Nikhil.
Well, certainly with this whole development coming in as well, perhaps one could say that KCR does certainly have a lot of confidence in the chances of the TRS in any polls that will be announced. That must be the way to look at it.
Well, they are looking at it. They are sounding a little bit confident, but curiously enough, the opposition seems to be raring to go at it. TDP, which is smarting, because remember, Telugu Desam was a party which was associated with the then united Andhra Pradesh. That was completely wiped out as far as Telangana was concerned. They fared very poorly in the 2014 polls. Now the political grapevine is that the regional outfit may perhaps be willing to do what has happened in Karnataka, that look at a tie-up with something like a Congress. Whether they will be able to make inroads into Telangana, that is something again that only the voters will have a answer to. But it sounds to be a very interesting kind of experiment, to say the least, Nikhil.
Thank you, Arun, for joining us with those insights. So certainly it is quite a big moment for the TRS as well. What we've just learned is the Telangana governor has accepted the government's decision to dissolve the assembly and has appointed Chandrasekhar Rao as a caretaker chief minister. So the governor's decision to dissolve the assembly as a matter of formality has been accepted by the governor, who has appointed Chandrasekhar Rao as the caretaker chief minister. That's what we've just come to learn. The Telangana governor has accepted the decision of the Telangana cabinet. ESL Narasimhan has appointed Chandrasekhar Rao as caretaker chief minister. That is the latest update coming in. It was a matter of formality, of course. In just a minute preceding, Chandrasekhar Rao had called on the governor, and the governor has accepted the government's decision to have the assembly dissolved and to appoint Chandrasekhar Rao as the caretaker chief minister. Early polls are definitely on the cards, but of course it's still a matter of further discussion as to when the polls will be taking place. Now, the decision to dissolve the Telangana Assembly had been on the cards for quite some time, and it does appear that some auspicious dates were being looked at as well. For doing so, there was a massive show of strength as well at Rangareddy district amid a great deal of fanfare, and numbers of attendees were reportedly in the millions, not just in the lakhs. So at least 20 lakh people were believed to have been there at the time. Big news coming in. Municipal Affairs Minister Ramesh Jarkiholi hits out at Lakshmi Hebbalkar. Never thought Hebbalkar would stoop to such a low level. I stood by Hebbalkar during her bad times. Ramesh Jarkiholi taking a bit of an emotional turn there. She had come to our house seeking help. I helped Hebbalkar's son and brother in their studies. This is what Ramesh Jarkiholi has said, seemingly upset and disappointed at the fact that there is a tussle between the two, saying that never thought Lakshmi Hebbalkar would stoop to such a low level. I stood by Hebbalkar during her bad times. She had come to our house seeking help. I helped her son, I helped her brother in their respective studies. This is a latest comment coming in from Ramesh Jarkiholi. In the midst of a massive tussle, an unhealthy picture is being painted on what has been seen in Belgavi district. Pratibha joins me, my colleague Pratibha joins me on the phone right now. Pratibha, go ahead and tell us, there seems to be a continuation of the tussle despite the best efforts of the KPCC leadership. There seems no end to it, and this statement coming from Ramesh Jarkiholi certainly seems to be an emotional one.
That's right, Nikhil. And it seemed like the issue was just about to get over. Just 2 days back, we saw Lakshmi Hebbalkar come out in support of the Jarkiholi brothers. In fact, she had also said that she would support the candidate that's backed by the Jarkiholi brothers, and they would, whoever the candidate is, that candidate would have her absolute support. That's what she had come out and said. It clearly looked like a damage control by the Congress party, and a similar statement was also expected from the Jarkiholi brothers, saying that no, there's no issue at all, it's all solved. But clearly that's not the case. It looks like it's getting more and more bitter, and now a very personal statement coming in from Ramesh Jarkiholi. Yes, it's an emotional outburst as well, but clearly making things personal with Lakshmi Hebbalkar. Ramesh Jarkiholi, perhaps for the very first time, talking directly about Lakshmi Hebbalkar. We had a recent statement from him as well, where he called her a showpiece. But back then as well, he had not really taken Lakshmi Hebbalkar's name. He had only said that the Congress party would have an embarrassing fall in Belagavi if they listened to a showpiece and not listen to the actual leaders on ground. So that was a statement he had made. Of course, it was more than obvious that he was talking about Lakshmi Hebbalkar, but he had not really taken her name. This is for the very first time that he has taken her name and said that she has stooped to a new low, and the Jarkiholi brothers, it's not just he himself, but also the other brothers who had helped her out in her tough times, and despite that, she has gone against her. So this is the first direct statement that's coming in from Ramesh Jarkiholi. It is of absolute significance because this could also have a spillover effect, not just in Belagavi itself, with just a few months to go for the Lok Sabha elections. This could have a bearing on Belagavi, the entire district, as well as the other districts around. And we saw the results of the urban local body elections as well, and clearly the Jarkiholi brothers and their clout over Belagavi still continues. All independents won in the local body elections, all of them backed by the Jarkiholi brothers. So clear indication of the clout that they possess in Belagavi, and the kind of, the hold that they have over the area. So this could turn out to be a big problem for the Congress party if they don't look into it immediately. A few local leaders who are backing Lakshmi Hebbalkar had also gone to the KPCC and had also spoken to KC Venugopal as well regarding the problems in Belagavi district because of this dissent, because of this infighting between in the Congress between the Jarkiholi brothers and Lakshmi Hebbalkar, and how it could have a bad impact for the Congress party in the Lok Sabha elections.
Right.
But clearly the issues were not solved, and now it's back, and it's clearly getting worse, Nikhil.
Thank you, Pratibha, for giving us those insights. I also have Nizam Falsdar from the Congress joining us on the phone. Nizam, a very good afternoon to you. Now, we've been talking about this for quite some time now. The tussle between Ramesh Jarkiholi and Lakshmi Hebbalkar has reached such a point that it's not painting a very pretty picture of unity within the KPCC, at least in Belgavi. The statement coming from Ramesh Jarkiholi that he's helped Lakshmi Hebbalkar through tough times, and this is what he's getting in return. Again, such statements coming out, the picture is not very pretty, is it?
See, these are internal party issues, and any statement coming from any of the leaders is in the form of grievance. So these grievances will be taken care by the party president and the senior leadership. So we are taking stock of the issues. We are taking stock of the concern. And as if you remember, a couple of days back, Mr. Dinesh Gundu Rao in a press conference said that the issue has been resolved, and it is amicable that it will be handled well. So nothing to really worry as a unity.
Right. But that's the thing, isn't it? This is a statement by Dinesh Gundu Rao a few days ago. And to add to that, KC Venugopal had spoken to the concerned individuals as well, from what we've learned, and has sought a resolution to these issues. But all of this is happening much after that. We're talking about Satish Jarkiholi's reaction to the PLD Bank the elections on September 7th, which is tomorrow. We're talking about this particular reaction from Ramesh Jarkiholi. We're talking about various other issues that are still brewing in the hot pot here. So all of this is happening after these statements, isn't it?
No, I think, you know what, we should not make politics out of these issues. The grievances are always there. So people the leaders and the party workers may have some problem here and there. So these issues will always be there as a political party. I think we shouldn't give too much of importance to these things. Mr. Ramesh Jarkiholi has given his grievance. Even Lakshmi Hebbalkar would have given her grievance. the party will take decision about it, how to take care of these issues which may possibly hurt the party in the future.
Is
So
there
the party leadership.
Nizam, is there a concern that this is only providing fuel to the opposition? They've been constantly critical of the coalition government. They've been, of course, critical of the Congress component as well, in greater measure. And this sort of picture that is being painted will just give them fuel to say, look, they can't even unite their own party. What will they do about uniting a coalition? All of these questions will arise, isn't it?
No, I think you should look at it this way. As long as people are within the party, there is nothing called as a divided party. It is a united party. As long as they are under the banner of Congress, they are united. So the internal family disputes will always be there for some time, and that will, subside over a period of time. If you remember, during the portfolio management and the coalition firming up, there was a lot of dissent, and the dissent has disappeared now. So similarly, these are very regional issues, and it's a district level issue. Mr. Dinesh Gundu Rao and the party leadership will take care of it, and we don't really have to give too much of political importance to it.
All right, well, point taken. Thank you, Nizam, for joining us. That was Nizam Fauzdar of the Congress. Well, the Congress is trying to play down this particular tussle, but it's certainly coming out in the public, not really a pretty picture being painted of the Belgavi unit of the KPCC. At this point, we'll take a quick break and return with more news and updates on the other side. Stay with us.
पतंजलि लेकर आया है ताजे फलों के रस से भरपूर पतंजलि फ्रेश फ्रूट जूस। अब बस प्यास बुझाइए, एनर्जी बढ़ाइए।
The great Honda Fest is here. Buy any Honda car, get exciting offers and win a fully paid trip to London and Paris.
What is Navrat without Gujarat? Indeed, what is Gujarat without Navrat? Nowhere in the world will you get to see Navratri like here in Gujarat. Navratri is the celebration of the mother goddess, a celebration of the Devi. Look at them, so many Devis worshipping their goddess.
Breathe in this entrancing rhythm. Breathe in this devotion. Breathe in a bit of Gujarat.
Renault, passion for life.
One, two, three, four, सारे BHK, bungalows, villas, flats, hut के. जिसकी जैसी choice, सबकी मिलेगी choice.
Welcome back. More big news coming in from the political front. Former Deputy Chief Minister R. Ashoka has slammed the coalition government. The BJP leader has stated that the Chief Minister's temple run implies that his government will collapse. The Chief Minister is forced to seek divine intervention to save his government, and the collapse of the government is imminent. A temple run will not save or help the Chief Minister. This is what R. Ashoka stated. Let's listen in to the statement made by R. Ashoka.
ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ದಿನ ನೋಡ್ತಂಗೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇರ್ತೈತೋ ಹೋಗ್ತೈತೋ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ದಿನ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾಳೆ ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ತೈತೆ, ನಾಡ್ದು ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ತೈತೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಕುಮಾರಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರು 51 ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರು ಅವಾಗೆ ಡೌಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುರು ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಇವ್ರು ಅಜ್ಮೀರ್ಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಜನ ನನ್ನ ಕಾಪಾಡಲ್ಲ, ದೇವರಾದ್ರೂ ಕಾಪಾಡ್ಲಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಈ ದೇವ್ರನ್ನ ಸುತ್ತಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಡೌಟು, ಈ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇರ್ತೈತೆ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಡೌಟು. ನಾನ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರವನ್ನು ಕೇಳೋದು, ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಪಸಂಖ್ಯಾತರ ಚಾಂಪಿಯನ್ ಆಗಿ ಈಗ ನಾಳೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೈತೋ ಸರ್ಕಾರ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿದ್ದೋಗ್ತೈತೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬೀಳೋದಂತೂ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ.
So that was R. Ashoka's statement. T. Anil Kumar joins me from the Congress. Anil Kumar, let's talk about this from a coalition perspective over here. The statements against the coalition are continuing from the BJP, and here we have R. Ashoka stating that is why the Chief Minister is going on temple runs, because he's not confident about the coalition continuing. What do you have to say about that?
See, there is no issues as far as the coalition government is concerned. We are very happy and we are very successfully moving forward. And if you look at the whole, the government, the coalition government has been successfully able to give you the quality, governance. to the public of the state in terms of giving the loan waiver now, also looking at the private finance loan waivers, and also ensuring that there is a strong message going from Sri Kumar Swamiji to the street people, saying that we are there as far as agriculture is concerned and for their crop is concerned. And there is a good rain which has happened across the state this year, and there is some strong damages also been done by the climatic disasters, and we've been successfully able to trace out all these, and because of these kind of quality services that as a good governance that we are giving, I think Mr. R. Ashok and the government or opposite government is not able to sustain that, or probably take it easily, because if this kind of governance go forward, they surely feel that they are not going to get even 2 seats in the coming Lok Sabha elections. That's the reason, all the people from BJP has been giving the statements every now and then, and trying to distract the people's mindset with the same kind of statements. I think the people of Karnataka are very intelligent in understanding, because the schemes or the kind of benefits that we are being giving to the people of Karnataka is reaching to them, and the people of Karnataka are happily accepting that they are working on towards it. So I don't see that these kind of distractions will spoil the people's attention.
Is it that the BJP also has run out of things to criticize in this particular instance? Because it appears that the attacks are on a more personal front, the temple runs and whatnot, rather than real issues that do matter. And there are many issues that the coalition government can be questioned upon too. We don't see questions about those.
What I personally feel is, I do understand in the democratic country, we need to have the opposition leaders and the opposition party as strong as the ruling party, and we do understand and we do respect that. But I personally feel, I'm repeating my sentence again, I personally feel when we are talking about the governance, instead of talking about the personal, we have to go more into the depth of the governance and where exactly the ruling party is failing. This is why I request Yediyurappa ji, or probably R. Ashok, the previous transport minister, is to ensure that they go and do a lot of research against the kind of mistakes that we are doing, and let them keep it on to the people of the Karnataka, and we will accept and we will see how best we will be able to give them the answer on to the issues which is related to the public services. Instead of that, coming back and again talking about something which is useless, for the people or for the people of the state, that it is not making any sense. To the people of the political parties, it is not making any sense.
Right.
I think they should change their attitude and start working in a different directions to ensure that the people of the state will get benefit from their opposition as a strong opposition, because we have seen from last 40 years Yediyurappa ji has been able to be a tremendous leader as an opposition party, and I personally feel after he took the oath of being a CM of the state, I think he's somewhere completely forgotten as an opposition leader. He's been just getting distracted for no reasons. Sure. And I do respect and do value in opposition. You have to respect, you have to find out our mistakes, but let that mistakes be most authentic and most towards the e-governance, towards the governance.
Right.
Well, it should not be towards personalizing somebody or colonizing someone.
Thank you. Point taken. Thank you, Anil Kumar, for speaking to us. Well, there we have it. The issue of the temples visits are coming in now, with R. Ashoka having criticized the Chief Minister for seeking divine intervention because the collapse of the government is imminent, as he put it. Now, in a public function, there is a certain amount of decorum that is involved, and especially when there is an anthem, in this particular case, a state anthem being played, one would stand at attention and be quiet at the time. But PWD Minister H.D. Revana was seen insulting the state anthem during an event in Ramnagara. H.D. Revana was seen speaking on his phone while the state anthem was being sung in this inauguration of a development project that was involving his brother, the Chief Minister, as well. Let's just take a quick look at what's happening. Well, at this point, he was alerted by his gunman, and that was when he decided to cut the call. I've got T.S. Chandrasekhar from the BJP joining me on the phone. Chandrasekhar, a very good afternoon to you. Now, here we have an event, a government event involving the Chief Minister in Ramnagara. Everybody's in attention, seemingly, except H.D. Revana, still on his phone when the state anthem is being sung. Your reaction to that?
Sir, I think it's very shame, and also it's really very shocking, because I think for the minister, for the cabinet minister, I think power has reached the final limits of his. It has reached the final limit. So they don't have respect to national anthem or for the state anthem or anything. So state anthem is also equally very important. So if they are so careless about that, you can just see how much they care about the administration. It's really shocking.
Certainly, and these are very important things.
Even the chief minister is there, though he may be his brother or younger brother or elder brother, so he should have some sort of respect, I think, because he is the chief minister of Karnataka state. So he is just talking on the phone. I think I don't know what emergency it is.
Absolutely.
We are really worried.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chandrasekhar, for speaking to us on this. Well, there is a decorum involved, and the absence of this decorum certainly brings to question. We have elected representatives, we have ministers. The rest of them are standing in attention. The Chief Minister is doing so, G.T. Devegowda is doing so, you can see them all. But here we have Revana still continuing. It was only after he was alerted by his gunman that he put the phone away. And that's a wrap on this edition of the Bulletin. We leave you with weird news.
在我脸上依旧清晰可见。最美的不是下雨天，是曾与你躲过雨的午夜。
We have seen many artworks, but this one is unique. Look at this portrait made using coffee stains from the bottom of a cup.
梦开成蝴蝶，你说把爱渐渐放下会走更远，又何必去改变已错过的时间？你用你的指尖阻止我说再见，想象你在身边，在完全失去之前，你说把爱渐渐放下会走更远，或许命运的牵制让我们遇见，只让我们相恋。这一季的秋天，飘落后才发现这幸福的碎片，要我怎么解？
Isn't she good? You might have seen many types of bicycles, but have you ever heard about self-driving bicycles? You don't need to pedal or concentrate on the vehicles on the road while riding this bicycle. You don't need to ride this bike. Rather, this bike will take you for a ride.
We decided to add 2 additional features. First, you can request the bike to pick you up wherever you are, and we developed a comfort mode, adjusting the pedals to a perfect resting position.
I think the self-riding bike could really give a boost to the economy, because people could also work on their bicycle. You work in your office, you work in your home, you work in your car. You could even work on your bike.
I have so much more time. My kids love it. They're just free, they can go anywhere they want. anytime they want. It's amazing.
Stunt riders are the supermen of today. Look at those terrifying stunts performed by this man on a BMX bike.
Kohler products for several of my interior projects, and the new Colors by Kohler range completely fits my colorful personality.
Introducing Kamdhenu Next Double Ribs Interlock Steel, जो दे 2.5 गुना ज़्यादा bond strength. Kamdhenu Next Generation Interlock Steel.
ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡೋಕ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಗಂಡು 64ನೇ